Hello, my name's John. This is a Malstrain Genestealer from Necromunda Hive Secundus, and you're watching Wargames, Models, and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to what is becoming a series of videos on the models of Necromunda Hive Secundus. Hive Secundus? Hive Secundus? Hive Secundus, however you want to say it. So here is one of the Malstrain Genestealers. In previous video I made this one with the squiddy face, and then since then I have put two more together, so completed one sprue's worth. And what I'm going to do in this video is a real-time painting video. If you haven't seen one of my real-time painting videos before, it's just me painting as I come up with an idea. I don't do any cuts or anything like that. You see it how it is. I might speed up a few sections, and if I'm using the hairdryer to force dry the paint, I'll put a different sound on. But other than that, what you see is exactly how I go through the painting process. Now I've zoomed in on this one so we can see this nice and easily. If I zoom out, you'll also see I put some little bits of blue tack on my cutting mat. This is so I can identify what is in shot while I'm painting, so I don't end up bringing it off screen, which I have done in the past. So the idea... So I'm just plugging in my hairdryer. Should have done that beforehand, but trusty hairdryer for if I want to force dry some of the paint. Anyway, the idea for this Malstrain Genestealer, I had the idea, I'll pop an image up on screen. Inspiration is a glowing one ghoul from Fallout 4, or any of the Fallout series, but mainly Fallout 4, that's the one I play the most. So I've had a little idea about the rough paint scheme for the skin, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. So to start with, I'm going to use some of the Tesseract Glow technical paint, see how that goes on. I don't know if this is going to work, this idea, so it might be just completely abandoning this idea once I get started, but I'm going to cover the whole mini in the Tesseract Glow before doing a few other dry brushes and things like that. So let's get started. And the key thing with this, and I recommend this to everyone, if you have an idea about a paint scheme, just do it. Just have a play. I have no idea if this is going to work, but what I want to do is make sure that you can see it. You might have a few ideas that could change and develop it. One idea that I'm already having is I really wish I hadn't stuck the Genestealer down onto the base before I painted it, as there are some quite tricky bits to get to. I will remember that for the final 3 Genestealers from the box set. I haven't made those ones yet. I'm resisting making a lot from the box set. At time of filming, pre-order for the new Necromunda sourcebook has just gone live, as well as the new Spire Hunters, new Spirers, which I have pre-ordered. By the time this video comes out, they'll have already been released, and then I'll start thinking about making an actual gang for Hive Secundus. But for now, I'm just having a bit of fun with the Genestealers. I'm already liking... Oops, sorry, hit the camera. I'm already liking this paint on this Genestealer. Now, what I'm thinking is it's not all going to be this kind of greeny, toxic glow. I'm going to have areas which are slightly darker, as well as certain areas that aren't really looking like they're glowing. But until I've kind of got the whole thing painted, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to turn out. But already I'm liking the look of what's happening. I'd love to see what other people are doing with their Malstrain Genestealers. If I get a chance, I'll put a link in the description to an email address that you can share images with if you'd like, and I can share those images with others and show them on the channel. Something I've been thinking about for a while is having some gallery videos to show off other people's work, because I think it's really nice to embrace what everyone else is doing and seeing on a whole what the community is doing with the different projects and everything. And I've got so many projects. If I had the ability, I would make videos constantly to share them, but unfortunately real life gets in the way and I have to work, which is a pain. And as this channel is only a little hobby channel and I don't get any revenue from it, I can't really abandon work to hope that I could get money from this, but that's not why I do it anyway. I mean, it would be amazing, I have to say, if my hobby became my job, but I do enjoy my job to a certain extent, as I do teach people how to make things for my job. I work on a model making course, for those who don't know, and I do enjoy it. If you'd like to know anything more about me, please drop a question in the comments. I'll do my best to answer things. Yeah, when making these and you want to paint them, don't necessarily stick them down to the base before you've painted the undersides. It is a lot trickier to get the brush in, or don't glue the arms on, maybe that might help. So do some sub-assembly before painting. To be honest, I couldn't wait to build these, so sub-assembly wasn't an option in this case. I'm terrible at sub-assemblies, to be honest. I kind of always want to make the models before I think about the whole painting process. So I might do a little compare and contrast with the other Genestealers and see how they go together as sub-assemblies and painting them. Right, let's have a look. Have I missed any patches? Have a look on the camera, because that will really show any bits that haven't quite come up. Oh, there we go. Back of the leg there. I think, oh, no, on the spines. Okay. I think it's everywhere. Let's just pop that down and clean the brush. So the thing with the Malstrain Genestealers, from what I understand in the source book, and there'll be more in the new one that's come out, is because they've been in the toxic environment for so long and not connected to the hive mind, I think they've lost the kind of hive colours and things like this. So they don't look like a traditional, like Space Hulk Genestealer, like this one, which I painted a while ago, in the blues and purpley pinks. And they don't look like the hive fleets, they look like something completely different. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to use the hairdryer to force dry this a little bit. So I will speed this up slightly while I'm drying it, and then I'll get straight back to you.
Loud noises!
Okay, so one thing I have noticed, in reality there's a lot more depth to the colour than's coming out on the camera. So I'm thinking the lighting and the camera itself might be just adjusting the kind of the look of this. So I will at the end put some images up so you can see what the actual colours kind of look like. So at this point I could leave it there actually if I wanted. It's quite a nice kind of finish, but I do want to add a few more details. So first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to, with some Flash Gits Yellow, do a little bit of dry brushing. Let me just get one of my dry brushes. This is where I could completely ruin this, or it could go down the route that I'm looking for, but we shall see. So let's get some paint on the brush and then get the paint off the brush. Okay, let's have a look. Ooh, spinning. So my idea with the yellow is to start getting a bit of depth to the glow. So the deepest areas are going to be green, and then the uppermost areas where it's glowing are going to be yellow, then possibly a pale white or like a flesh colour or something like that. Not sure yet, but we'll have a look. I am liking how this yellow is going on. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. I like how that's gone on. Just clean that brush, and then straight away what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for another dry brush, but a bigger one this time. And I'm going to use some of the pallid witch flesh as a real highlight to kind of bring out certain areas. So again, this could be where I completely ruin this model, but if I do, it's a learning experience. Okay, let's have a little look. I want to be quite haphazard with this. So I don't necessarily want to go over where I just put the yellow. But I quite like this varying kind of colour. Okay, yeah, I'm liking that. Let's get a little bit more of that on here. Now, I'm not going to do all of my Malstrain Genestealers in this colour scheme. This is a kind of a one-off in the same way that in Fallout 4 the glowing ones aren't everywhere. Okay, yep, I'm happy with that. So next job, clean the brush. And then, that brush has not cleaned very well. I have to do some brush soap on that later. Right, let's look in my paint drawer. I know what colour I want. Okay. And I should have a brush just here. So I am going to use some Thacker green wash. I'll put the equivalent on the screen because this isn't available anymore and I don't have the new version of it. And what I'm going to do with this is apply it to certain details. So wherever the claws are, where the eyes are, details like that, just to start building up some colour in different areas. So I need a little bit more on. So I don't want to put it too much over everything, but I want it to show where there's going to be a different gradient of other colours. So I might add some Nuln Oils to where the claws are, or some Agrax Earthshade. Not sure yet, but we'll see how it goes. That was quite difficult to get to inside there. But yeah, as I said, I'm not going to do all of my Genestealers in this colour scheme. But it's nice to have some unique one-off models. I do enjoy creating quite a diverse selection of models. I would like to do quite a few more painting videos actually. If you've got any requests for painting videos, please chuck it down in the comments and I'll do my best to see what I can do. As I said, I do enjoy doing request videos for people. Sorry if I'm going a little bit silent while I'm doing this, I'm just enjoying the moment of painting, as I do find it nice and relaxing. So I'm being quite haphazard as well with the application of this wash now. Oh, as I hit the camera and cover my hand in paint. Apologies for that jolt. Oh, and apologies for my stomach rumble if you heard that. Okay, let's get a little bit on the carapace. Right, now I don't know why my stomach is grumbling, because I have eaten. Apologies if it is noisy and coming out on camera. I do like this version of the Malstrain head, as it has on one side multiple eyes. They're really nice models actually from this set, as they're kind of really showing off that kind of mutated tyrannid finish, which you don't see in the hive fleets, but it'd be quite nice to make some of these as... Oh, I'm having a conversion idea. Imagine these combined with foliage and things like that as a really camouflaged Genestealer from a hive fleet that has loads of lictors and like ambush predators within it. You could imagine it's evolved to have a kind of either a symbiotic or a chameleon-like look where it grows to look like where it's coming from. Anyway, that's a completely other video. I might do that. Right, so there is the green. Not even going to wait for that to dry. I'm going to go for... Let's find some Agrax Earthshade. So I have some here. And I'm going to get that onto certain areas straight away. So I don't mind if I end up getting some colour bleed from certain bits. Okay, yep. So I'm hoping by the end of the video I have, apart from the base, got a completed glowing one Malstrain Genestealer, but we shall see how it goes. It's looking promising already with these paints going on. Okay. And bit of a shaky hand there. So what I'll probably do after I've done the Agrax is get some Nuln Oil. I do like combining the two together when painting. They do give a nice depth when used together. Okay. Let's get a little bit in for these eyes. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. I might paint the tongue a different colour to get a really nice contrast in there. But, right, now I've done the Agrax. Let's get some Nuln Oil. Is there any in that one? Yes, there is. So I haven't done a tour of my hobby station. Just below, like down there, in the desk, I have a drawer with all my paints in, so I can quickly grab them if I'm painting and come up with an idea of something I want to paint. So let's just go over these with some Nuln Oil. I might come back to this as well with other details later on. I might, or I might not. I might just leave it as is and that is how it's going to be from then on. We shall see. I am liking how this is going. Okay. Okay. Right, that's where there's a bit of flooding. I'm going to draw the ink out, the washes out. I don't want every area to be completely flooded by the paint. Right. Let's just get some Nuln Oil in a few other spots quickly. Nuln Oil, fantastic paint. Can add lots of depth to sections of your model. Okay, so I now know what I want to do next. I'm going to go back to the yellow, and as I've been painting it, there's all the little kind of looks like boils or warts or something like that. I'm going to highlight those in yellow, but what I need to do is just knock back the washes with the hairdryer. So there's going to be some noises. I'll speed it up while I do this.
Loud noises!
Okay. One thing I'm going to mention with one thing I want to mention about the hairdryer. I've got it on a very low setting so I can get close. So the model does warm up, but I just want to be quite careful when I do it that I don't distort any of it. I have melted plastic before with a hairdryer when not paying attention. So I do just want to make sure that I pay attention when I do it. So I'm gonna get some of this yellow paint, and wherever we have a little warty spot, I'm gonna just dab a bit of yellow on it, and I'm probably gonna miss some. But if I do, doesn't matter, I can always come back to them another time. Okay. Oh yes, there are lots just there. Sorry if this goes out of focus at all while I'm doing this. Right. If you've got any ideas about what I could call this particular Genestealer, please put it in the comments, as it's always nice to have a name for a model. But then likewise, it's always nice to have a name that will terrorise the gangs that are going into the underhells of Hive Secundus. Okay, I think I've nearly got all of them. Right, let's have a little look around, and I'll probably see some more later on anyway. I can always add to them, but for now, okay, that's fine for now. Right, what colour should I do the tongue? I mean, it's quite, having the whole thing as a glowing thing is quite, I know what, if I go for another green for the tongue, and then I can always put more of a wash over that one. Let's have a, what's that? I'm going to go for a bit of a moot green, and then I'll put some green wash over the top of it, I think. Actually, I've got a little bit of yellow here as well. I'm going to mix those together to get a slightly lighter green. Should it be a completely different? No, it's going to be a completely different colour. What am I doing? Let's just wash that back slightly. Let's have a think. I know what. Right, let me quickly dry that. I had an idea. So I'm going to go with the pallid witch flesh on the tongue. Could be an Hobby depositor with the thing on the end, I'm not sure. I'm also going to paint the eyes in this as well. So, first things first, let's paint the tongue. I'm not worried if a little bit of green spills out of this. Okay. So this is where, okay, it's a big eye, but I could easily screw it up. Okay, let's take a moment and oh, that one screwed up. Quick fix. Okay, that's okay. Right, quickly do a dry. Right, I know what I need, and I don't have much of it. I'm going to use some Bal Red. I'll put the equivalent up on the screen because that is no longer available anymore, like the green wash that I have. And it's So I'm not leaving that red for the eyes. It's a base, and I want to hit that with some Agrax while it's still wet. And then let's knock that back a bit. Loud noises! Right, so I want to get some more of this pallid witch flesh, and just want to get the tip of the tongue. Okay, and then this is where I've got to try and be as sturdy as possible. I just want to put that over the teeth. Okay. And then finally, let's just get a little bit of Nuln oil. Have it in the eyes. Just around the teeth and the tip of the tongue. Okay, let's just quickly get some of this moot green. I'm going to pick out a few details on the head. Just a few little bits here and there. Okay, right. I am going to call that. So obviously I haven't done the base yet, but this is my glowing one from Fallout inspired Malstrain Genestealer. So in total I used 8 different paints to get this. I'll leave a list of them down in the description and their equivalents. And like I said, I'll put some photos at the end of the video. So I'd appreciate it if you like the video, hit a like. If you want to see the other things that I'm doing, have a look at my other videos. Give me a follow if you want to. If you want to see other videos like this, drop it in the comments. But for now, my name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.